Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, I'm Chris the Don One, and I am back with another video. Okay, the title got you hooked. Sorry about the pause for a second there. I had to bag up. The title must got you hooked. Excuse me, but LeBron James is finally getting Dwayne Wade to reside in Cleveland. Now, the latest rumors surrounding the NBA is that the Chicago Bulls are going to buy out Dwayne Wade remaining contract, okay? And if anybody knows the Chicago Bulls management, they're going to make a deal that's going to benefit the organization as well as Dwayne Wade. Now, when you talk about Chicago players and the Chicago Bulls, they have a history of being fickle, being very cheap, okay? They're not going to just give you what you want. They're going to make the best offer for their sake, not necessarily your sake, okay? As we all know, the Chicago Bulls, they're in a rebuilding process. They have a college coach that they signed a couple of years back. They finally got rid of Jimmy Butler. I knew Jimmy Butler was not going to be a Chicago Bull much longer. And when you're talking about the pieces around them, they pretty much got rid of D Rose. They also got rid of Joakim Noah. Thanks to the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks pick up those two players, and those players were getting a little long in the tooth. More so to Joakim Noah, not too much necessarily Derrick Rose. But if you've been noticing anything about Derrick Rose, particularly when he was signed with the New York Knicks, you know, he really didn't too much, he really just didn't too much care about the New York Knicks, trying to be a title contender, all right? Clearly, Derrick Rose is past his MVP playing years, all right? Due to a lot of injuries. He's been getting a lot of injuries around his legs, okay? So, the Chicago Bulls signed Dwayne Wade because that's Dwayne Wade's hometown. Like it or not, love it or hate it, he's from the Chicago area. And when the Chicago Bulls signed him last year, they assumed that this was going to be a playoff contending team. Now, they did have doubts as far as, well, the Chicago Bulls versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in a series. The Chicago Bulls probably could have won maybe 1 or 2 games in a series with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but ultimately the Cleveland Cavaliers were going to win that game. All right. So Chicago Bulls looking at this team as a playoff contending team last year with not only Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, but as well as Rondo, all right? And the beginning of the early part of the season, you can see this trickling down to the court. However, when the season progressed, Dwayne Wade sort of got into it with Rondo. The team chemistry wasn't all that great. Dwayne Wade was pairing up with Jimmy Butler, and the things that Jimmy Butler was saying to the Chicago media. It's just a lot of weird stuff going down with Chicago last year. And plus, they wasn't a good team from the get-go. They went from bad to worse, all right? So, clearly, the Chicago Bulls, this is going to be a rebuilding year. And they pretty much gotten rid of a lot of the pieces of the Chicago Bulls from last year, the most expensive pieces, by the way, when you're talking about Rondo, they didn't re-sign Rondo. They had a team offer for Rondo, and they elect to not give Rondo another year. So Rondo went to the New Orleans Pelicans. And when you're talking about Jimmy Butler, they traded Jimmy Butler for some decent pieces. Okay, most of those pieces, like I said in a video a couple of months back, most of those pieces are not going to be with Chicago much longer. They're going to turn around and use those assets, use those pieces from the Jimmy Butler trade for draft picks for the future. All right, but this is going to be a wait and see type of approach. They're going to let these pieces pretty much play on the court, and if they're serviceable parts or pieces, they will keep them. All right, but from what I'm hearing, those pieces are going to be traded for assets for the lottery. Okay, you're going to get rid of Dwayne Wade. You're gonna give him a buyout. You're not gonna necessarily make Dwayne Wade a rich man. Dwayne Wade is going to probably have to take a little bit less to get out of Chicago. Okay, and the two places I see Dwayne Wade residing in is Miami and Cleveland. Now, as far as the Cleveland choice, the reason why he would go to Cleveland, it's going to be a short-term stint. It's going to be a 1-year contract. He's not going to extend much longer, and he's just only going to be there for the farewell ride for LeBron James. Or he can go to the Miami Heat and just go back and play with Pat Riley and those boys down there. He should have never left the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat has an option where he can get a little bit more with the Miami Heat versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers really don't have enough money to sign Dwayne Wade, okay? So if you look at it from Dwayne Wade's perspective, he's going to try to make up the money, most of his money that he had to take a loss in when he took the when he got bought out from Chicago. So he's going to make that money up somewhere. He's not in the business of taking pay cuts. He's going to try to get the most bang for his buck, and to me it's going to be the Miami Heat. All right, he may go to Cleveland because that's his running mate, LeBron James, but it's a wait and see type of approach. Now, I've been hearing a lot of things about Dwayne Wade. He would love to go to Cleveland if, and only if, not only to have LeBron James, which they will, but Kyrie Irving. All right, having Kyrie Irving there, Kevin Love, as well as LBJ, that can really benefit an aging Dwayne Wade. All right, but I think Dwayne Wade will go there no matter what. He's basically going to filter out the two picks. I mean, the two choices, and the one choice that's going to offer him the most money and offer him an opportunity to being on a successful team. Now, I don't think Dwayne Wade is in the ring chasing business no more. He got his rings. He's not even concerned or worried about rings. And the only reason why, if he would sign with Cleveland, if clearly he missed playing with LeBron James. He's not in it to sort of, chase rings or chase legends. LeBron James is not so much Dwayne Wade. I think Dwayne Wade is settled. He's settled in to his career. Okay, but yeah, that's what's going on. Me personally, I think Dwayne Wade's going to choose Miami. All right. Now, there's some other news out there as well. Kyrie Irving may be traded sooner rather than later. Brian Windhorst has been reporting this. Okay, can I say his name right? Brian Windhorst. He's been pretty much on this that Kyrie Irving is going to be traded sooner rather than later. They're not going to wait until the All-Star break. Now, the sticking point to all of this is Dan Gilbert. And that's probably the reason why ultimately Dwayne Wade may go back and go to the Miami Heat. All right, because Dan Gilbert is on the standpoint and he's in the mindset of this is it. All right, he's not going to go much over on the salary cap. He's going to wait and see how things play out. He's not going to do what he did last year or the year before, go over the salary cap, pay the salary penalty, and overpay players, because LeBron James, this is going to be his last year, and LeBron James is going to go to another team and somehow, some way figure out how to get that team to playoff contention. All right, so that's what's pretty much going on. You know, other than Dwayne Wade's going to get his buyout, he's probably going to sign that, depending on the negotiations part of Dwayne Wade negotiating, trying to get more money from the Chicago Bulls. But the Chicago Bulls hold all the leverage technically, because they don't necessarily have to get Dwayne Wade out of his contract. They're just choosing to do it because they're rebuilding. There's no need to have him there, and he doesn't want to be there. All right, so it's going to be a deal that's going to be very beneficial for the the Chicago Bulls, and it's Dwayne Wade is going to get he's going to reap some rewards from this. Okay, so Dan Gilbert, you know, if you've been following the tea leaves, Dan Gilbert is in a different mindset. He's in the mindset of, let's start this thing over again. Let's start it now. Let's rebuild. Okay, let's rewind and get rid of some of these players. All right, the most attractive pieces that he can, as far as this year goes, is Kyrie Irving, and he's already pretty much stated that when Kyrie Irving do leave, he's not wanting another veteran superstar or all-star. He basically wants young talent, okay, and build around that young talent, okay, that wants to be that wants to be with Cleveland. All right, and he's not looking for a deal where he gets Paul George and the other team gets Kyrie Irving. If Paul George was on the table, he's looking more of a team. He's looking at more of a deal of a younger player that they can mold and build their team around, because this is going to be a rebuilding season. He's going to be ahead of the rebuilding season this year. He's got LeBron James for one more year. LeBron James is still going to be LeBron James, okay? Even without Kyrie Irving, I still think the Cleveland Cavaliers, excuse me, is still going to be in the playoffs. There have been rumors out there that suggest that they may be interested in Isaiah Thomas, because the Boston Celtics don't want to pay Isaiah Thomas all that money, and they don't mind having Kyrie Irving on their roster. And if it's a straight up deal like that, they're going to do it. But if the Cleveland Cavaliers want Isaiah Thomas plus other pieces, then it's going to be a problem. Okay, so that's what's going on, guys. Tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell, that notification tab, so you'll know when my next video or live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Don One, and I am out of here. Deuces.